It is well known within football that when Arsene Wenger was Arsenal manager, they let a lot of talent slip. Today I'm going to go through 4 players that you didn't know played for Arsenal, whether that be in a trial game or even a full game. Before I begin, if you could smash that subscribe button, we're so close to 3,000 subscribers, and also smash that like button, it really helps the channel out. Number 1, Yaya Toure. A 6-foot+ beast in the midfield, Yaya Toure had technical ability plus strength. He could both attack and defend and was really a jewel in the Manchester City rise to the top. But did you know he actually played for Arsenal? Having just turned 20 that summer, Yaya was handed the opportunity to impress Arsene Wenger in a pre-season friendly away to conference side Barnet. And the Frenchman had done his homework, having monitored Toure from when he was a teenager, coming through the ranks at Belgian side Bavarian. Whilst the Gunners had held back the likes of Thierry Henry, there was no shortage of star power in their lineup. Gael Clichy, Laurent, Sol Campbell, Martin Keown, Ray Parlour and Edu all graced Underhill. But for the trialist himself, a promising first 45 minutes became tainted by a calamitous second half moment that most likely cost him a contract to Arsenal. Yaya Toure had started off in a deep-lying midfield role, with Arsenal club website reporter Richard Clark marking one telling comparison. Yaya has the build and languid touch of Patrick Vieira. The similarity was sealed by the fact that he started the afternoon in central midfield and was wearing Arsenal's number 4 shirt. But after the break, he was pushed forward into a more advanced role, a tactic which looked to have paid off. When a ball was presented to Yaya Toure with a close-range header, he seemingly couldn't miss. It was described as a simple job to head the ball home, but Yaya sent his header wide. Wenger went on to describe his overall display as completely average. However, it wasn't quite as straightforward as the manager then dismissing any potential move on the basis he fluffed his lines in front of goal. Wenger would later observe by which time Toure was tearing up opposition midfielders both at the Etihad and beyond. He would say, "We knew that at the time that he was a top quality player, but the only problem was to fix him into a position because he can play anywhere. He can play centre back, striker and as a midfielder, and for a long time we didn't know where to play him." A deal was still explored and Arsenal decided to wait for a passport application, and then when he was close to applying, he moved to Ukraine. So the chance of a deal was completely lost. But who would have known, if he just nodded that one in from a few yards out against Barnet, history for Yaya Toure and Arsenal could have been very different. From the midfield maestro of Yaya Toure, let's head to an icon of the striker position in Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who was so close to joining Arsenal as well, to the point of wearing an Arsenal jersey. In an interview with Piers Morgan, he said that when he was young, he had a lot of interest from a lot of clubs and one of them was Arsenal. "I came to the office of Mr. Arsene Wenger and it was big hype because I saw these players, Bergkamp, Henry, Ljungberg, Vieira. I saw all these players and I was like, damn, this is big. Because these players I see on TV, even if I already played in a high level in Sweden. But this was big because this was like, I am here now." I came into Wenger's office and we spoke and he was like, "What do you want?" He wanted to get to know me, to feel me, because I think he's the type of person he just don't buy the player. He wants to know what he is buying. In the end, he had an Arsenal shirt with number 9 and said, "We want you to come and do a trial for 2 weeks." Everything was good until he said, "Come and do a trial." I was looking at him. Obviously, he is Wenger. I am nobody at that moment. I said, "I don't do trials." And he was like, "What do you mean?" "I don't do trials. Either you want me or you don't want me, or else why am I here?" And that was that. Wenger shrugged off the signing of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Maybe now when we look at it, the decision to not sign Ibrahimovic looked to be the wrong one, as he went on to become one of the most prolific forwards of his generation. Malmo Academy graduate, played for Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, AC Milan and Paris Saint-Germain. He eventually did arrive on English shores by signing for Manchester United on a free transfer from PSG. Ibrahimovic scored 29 goals in a prolific spell with the Red Devils before a serious knee injury curtailed his time at Old Trafford. He eventually retired at AC Milan, leaving behind a fantastic footballing career. Now we may look at it and wonder, What if Zlatan just accepted the trial? From the modern era, let's head to the 80s, where Arsenal were so close to signing this footballing icon. Ruud Gullit was playing for FC Haarlem in Holland, who were managed by one Barry Hughes, former playing colleague of Dan Howe and former coaching partner of Arsenal assistant manager Wilf Dixon. Haarlem were in dire financial trouble, but had the teenage prodigy Gullit up front. Hughes offered him to Arsenal and Neil and Howe flew to Holland. Neil's verdict was he could obviously play, but was lazy and undisciplined. He played when he wanted to and wouldn't track back. According to Barry Hughes, Gullit didn't have the best of games that day, but the Haarlem boss was still stunned when Arsenal didn't want to sign him. The asking price was $200,000, but Hughes may have taken $80,000 or less to ease his club's financial problems. While Arsenal floundered on for several more unsuccessful years, Gullit started his rise. He won the Dutch league with Feyenoord, then twice with PSV, before a world record $6 million move to AC Milan. There he won 3 Serie A titles and was voted European Player of the Year and twice World Player of the Year. He also won the Dutch and Italian Cups, 2 European Cups, 2 Super Cups, and captained Holland to the European Championships. Most players Arsenal failed to sign probably wouldn't have made too much of a difference, and that's true, but one man can never carry a team for long. You have to wonder though, on the other hand, how would have Ruud Gullit's career turned out if Arsenal had just paid that merely small fee of $80,000? From Ruud Gullit, let's go to another modern day era fantastic midfielder. As with Yaya Toure, it is not easy to judge how a player would be 10 to 15 years down the line. From 1995 to 2005, Rakitic was plying his trade at Basel, before progressing through the ranks and featuring for the first team from 2005 to 2007. It is entirely plausible that he had a short trial with Arsenal in 2004 before returning to Switzerland after presumably failing to impress the scouts in North London. After 2 years in the Basel first team, Rakitic moved to Schalke for 4 seasons before heading to Sevilla for another 3. He was then of course signed by Barcelona in 2014 before again returning to Sevilla. This team sheet was posted online by former Arsenal Academy player Les Thompson, whose name was also included in the squad. Alongside the image, Thompson wrote, "When I used to starve Rakitic for minutes." We can only sit here and wonder what happened if Lee Thompson never took away Rakitic's minutes. But now, of course, we look back at him as a player we nearly had. Anyway, that's it for now, Gunners. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you enjoyed. Peace.